last day we had seen the types of customer. So we studied some types of customer. What are they? Aparna, name?
Some minor,
Minor. Next one,
married woman,
married women,
drunkards,
drunkard,
lunatics,
lunatics,
joint account.
joint account. Okay. Who is a minor? Anat.
Sir, minor is someone below 18 years old.
Okay. Below 18 years old. Who is a lunatics? Shubham Pal. Lunatics. Don't know. Pavitra.
So it is a person who lacks understanding power.
Who lacks understanding power and rational judgment. So, okay. Whether he is competent to enter into a contract according to Indian Contract Act, Pavitra. Eh? Yes or no? Only objective type question. Yes or no? Mendel. Yes or no? Whether he is legally competent to enter into a contract. In your point, if it is a mentally retarded person.
No,
Eh? Yes or no?
no,
You're correct. Okay. Next, who is a drunkard? Basil.
Sir, intoxicated person who is not capable of understanding.
So whether he is capable to enter into a contract.
No, sir.
Okay. Next, okay, then so next types of customer: minor, married women, joint account, lunatics. Next, drunkards. Next one, illiterate person. Next types of customer: illiterate person. Means who is an illiterate person? Is a person who cannot read and write. That person is illiterate person. According to Indian Contract Act, an illiterate person is legally capable to enter into a contract because he only, so he is mentally fit, but he don't know how to write and read, but he can. He have the capacity to enter into a contract. So the bank should take some precaution while dealing with the illiterate person. Because we know that illiterate person cannot sign in the application form. So before opening the bank account, they have to submit the application form. So for that, we have to get the signature from the applicant, but he cannot sign. So what we will do, he have to affix his thumb impression. Okay, thumb impression he have to give that, the hand thumb impression. Okay, then it is to be witnessed by the two responsible person. Then the two responsible person should be there behind that illiterate person. Okay, so you have to affix thumb impression. Then we have to get a photos from illiterate person, because to identify easily we have to get a photo. We have to affix the photo in the application form. Then it will be easy for the banker to identify easily. Then if he want to withdraw money from the bank, then he has to present at the counter. Okay, he has to present, directly he has to present. Then only the bank will give the amount to that person, to the illiterate person, because otherwise anyone will cheat them. Okay, so then they have to affix their thumb impression in front of the staff or in front of the banker. Okay, that is that precaution we have to take related with the illiterate person. Okay, so he have no problem, he can open the account, but the bank have to take some especially you have to get a thumb impression from the illiterate person, you have to get a photo, then they can withdraw money only, but when he have to present in front of the counter. Okay, that is related with the illiterate person. Okay, next one, partnership firm. Partnership firm. Next types of customer, partnership firm. So what do you mean by partnership? Anyone? What do you mean by partnership? It is a types of business organization. Types of business organization includes sole proprietorship, means a business owned and managed by a one person, single trader, one man business, that is sole trader. Then next partnership, then cooperative society, then company. These are the types of business organization. So what do you mean by partnership? A business carried on by two or more persons, that is partnership. Okay, it is a business carried on by two or more persons, means they join hands. Suppose we can start one partnership business, minimum two persons are required to form a partnership. Okay, so it is a they join hands, the two or more partners join hands on the basis of an agreement. On the basis of an agreement, they will join. Okay, so there will be two agreement, oral agreement or written agreement. Irfan, Anach, Hadi, Aditya, turn on your video. Agreement may be oral and written. If it is an oral agreement, it will create a problem. Suppose Shubham Pal and Muhammad Irfan started one business. Any biscuit, any business they started. So they agreed, oral agreement. They said that our ratio will be 1:1 ratio. If they get any profit, they have to divide equally. But if it is oral, after getting profit, it will create a big problem, because Shubham Pal, you know that Shubham Pal habit, he won't give anything to Muhammad Irfan. But Muhammad Irfan have no problem, so he can file a case. So if it is an oral agreement, it will create disputes. So usually agreement is written. So for what purpose? To avoid disputes in future. Okay, so that is the judges of an agreement put their resources, put their fund and run a lawful business. And run a lawful business means the agreement should be for carrying on a lawful business. So the Shubham can't start one smuggling business, partnership. So we'll start one partnership, smuggling business. We can't do, because the agreement should be for carrying on some lawful business. Lawful, the business must be lawful and must be profit seeking. Okay, that is related with the partnership. The persons who form the partnership are called partners. The persons who form the partnership are called partners. And collectively as firm. Total. Collectively as firm. Understand? So, partnership business are governed by the Indian Partnership Act 1932. It is governed by the Indian Partnership Act. Indian Partnership Act 1932. According to this act only, they are doing the business. Okay. Next, we said the persons who form the partnership are called partners and collectively as firm. Next, we said a minimum two persons are required to form a partnership. Okay. Next, it is one other features of partnership firm is unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means liability of each partners are unlimited. Liability of each partner is unlimited because each partners are individually and collectively liable for the debts of the firm. So suppose the firm's have no asset to pay the liabilities to the creditors or to the bank, then each partner have to take their personal, they have to attach their personal properties to pay the debt of the firm. That's why it is unlimited liability. Okay, unlimited liability. So these are related with the which one, partnership firm. So the bank have to take some measures to deal with the partnership firm. So first they have to, whenever they open the account, they have to check the partnership deed. First they have to check the partnership deed. So what do you mean by partnership deed? So already we said that partnership is the result of an agreement between two or more persons. The agreement may be oral or written, but usually agreement is written. So when the agreement is written means it becomes the partnership deed. When the agreement is written means it becomes the partnership deed. Written agreement, that is partnership deed. Means a document containing the terms of partnership, a document containing the terms of partnership as agreed to by the partners are called partnership deed. So in the partnership deed, everything it is contained, rules, regulations, all internal matters are included in partnership deed. So to have a peaceful atmosphere for running the business, we have to create a partnership deed. So in the partnership deed, every information will be there. Name of the firm, name and address of all the partners, nature and place of business, date of commencement of business, duration of partnership, the amount of capital contribution by each partner, okay, interest on capital. Suppose if they took any amount for personal use, interest on drawings, interest on loan. If any partner has given any loan to the firm, so we have to give interest on loan, percentage. So everything, salary, commission. So everything will be included in that partnership deed. Okay, so for what purpose we set up the partnership deed? To have a peaceful atmosphere for running the business effectively. Otherwise, to avoid disputes in future. Otherwise, to remain the partners of their rights, duties, responsibilities. For that purpose, we set up the partnership deed. So first, whenever they open the account, the banker have to check the partnership deed. Then the account should always be opened in the name of the firm. So they have to, the bank have to open the account in the name of the firm, not on the base of the partners, not on the base of Shubham Pal. So firms, one firm name will be there, ABC Limited, a particular company. So that on the, they have to open the accounts in the firm's name, not on the partner's name. Next, before opening the account, they have to get a signature from all the partners. The bank have to get a signature from all the partners. Then they have to get an official order from the partnership firm related with the name of the persons, name of the partners who are authorized to draw the check. Who have authorized to draw the check. So if any check is there, suppose if you open the account, they will issue the check. Then someone have to write the check. So who have the right? Who have the right? Which partner have the right to draw the check? And name of the partner who have the authority, to borrow money. Then name of the partner who have the authority to overdraw and accept the bill of exchange. Otherwise, name of the partner who have the authority to mortgage or sell any property. So they have to get an order, official order from the partnership firm about the name of the partner who have the authority to deal with the banking operation. Okay, to draw the check, to deposit, every information we have to get from the partnership firm. The bank have to get mandate, means official order from the partnership firm about the name of the partners who have authority to draw check, borrow money, and mortgage or pledge any asset or sell any property. Okay. Next, the account of the firm, they have to stop the account of the firm immediately on receiving the notice of insolvency of the firm. after receiving the notice of insolvency means the firm have no capacity to pay the debts in full. If we get the notice from the partnership firm, we have to stop the operations of that firm, because then they have an ability to repay the debt, because no one have the cash, no partners have the cash. So it leads to insolvency. Then that time we have to stop the operation. Suppose then a partnership is, we know that a partnership is dissolved, will stop on the death of any partner. If any partner, if for example 10 partners are there, in that if any partner dies, it will dissolve, the partnership will close. So after that they have to stop the operation, the bank have to stop the operation of the firm. Then the remaining partner can continue to operate the account by giving an official order to the bank. Okay, if they get any partner is retire or death means they have to stop, then they have to give the fresh mandate, official order to the bank to continue with the remaining partner. Okay, they can do. Then suppose if they get any notice is that if any partner retire due to old age, due to sickness, if any partner retire, then the bank should not honor the check drawn by him. Suppose the bank should not receive the check drawn by, written by that retired partner, because he retired. Okay, so then another precaution they have to take, the bank should not transfer the money from the firm's account to the any personal account of the partners. Okay, so should not transfer the firm's money to the partners account that is related with the partnership. Okay, so illiterate person, then next partnership. So they have to look the partnership deed. So we know that what is a partnership deed, written agreement, that is agreed between the partners are called partnership deed. So in that every details are containing. Then they have to open the account with the name of firms, not on the name of partners. Next, they have to get a mandate from the partnership firm related with the name of the partners who have the authority to draw the check, borrow money, mortgage any assets or sell any asset. Next, the account must be stopped on receiving the notice of the insolvency of the firm. Okay. Next, which one? The firm should not credit the firm's money to the any partner's account. So that is related with the partnership firm. Next one, company account. So what do you mean by company? So we said a partnership. It is a business carried on by two or more persons. Okay. So some of the already I said types of business organization: sole proprietorship, a business owned and managed by a single person. He invests the capital. He takes all the risk. He shares all the profit. Okay. He takes all the profit and he bears all the loss. That is sole proprietorship. Then partnership, I said, it is a business carried on by two or more persons. So liability is unlimited. It means minimum two persons. Two persons are required to form a partnership. Maximum 50. Okay, maximum 50. So, but some limitations are there related with the sole proprietor and partnership. Means limited capital, limited fund. Because maximum we said 50 partners. But then limited capital and unlimited liability. If any liability arises, sole proprietor means full he have to take, full property he have to take. Then unlimited liability means each partner is joint and several. Each partner have to give, have to attach their property to the payment of, for the payment of debts of the firm. Okay, so to overcome these limitations, a new form of business organization came into existence. That is which one? Company. Okay, that is joint stock companies. Okay, so what do you mean by joint stock company? A company is a voluntary association of persons. A company is a voluntary association of persons formed through a process of law for undertaking a business venture. That is, which one? Joint stock company. It is a voluntary association of persons formed through a process of law for undertaking a business venture. Means it is a voluntary association of persons. Means a person is free to join or not to join a company. Okay, that is joint stock company or a company account. Okay, or a company. Means it is an artificial person. It is an artificial person created by law. It is an artificial person means it is not a natural person. We made that person. It is an artificial person created by, who is created that company, law, created by the law with perpetual succession. With the perpetual succession and a common seal. Perpetual succession means it has continued existence. It has continued existence means its existence will not be affected by any death or any insolvency or insanity of any member. Means the persons forming the company are called shareholders. The persons forming the company are called shareholders. Okay. Shareholders. Okay, that is related with the company. Then liability of each shareholder is limited to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. Means each shareholder liability is limited. But in the case of partnership but in the case of sole proprietorship, liability is unlimited. But in the case of company, liability of each shareholder is limited to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. Suppose if Basil took 1,000 shares from a particular company, from Reliance, your liability is limited to the extent of 1,000. Okay, you have to give the amount of 1,000. Suppose if it's the face value, means if you want to purchase one share, you have to give 10 rupees. Suppose Basil purchase 1,000 share, so you have to give 10,000 amount. Okay, so your liability, if any liability arises, then you have to give your liability only to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. Okay, held by Basil. Okay, that is related with the joint stock company. Understand? It is an artificial persons. Then another one feature is their separate legal existence. Separate legal existence means a company has a separate legal entity apart from the shareholders, apart from the members. Means a company can contract, sue and be sued in its own corporate name and capacity. Okay, so if you want to sue against any creditor, so on which name we have to give case? On the company's name, not on the basis of shareholders name. Okay, that is related with the company. Then another feature is there, separation of ownership and management. Separation of ownership and management. Understand? Separation of ownership and management means the ownership of the company is vested with the shareholder. Suppose if we take a share from a particular company, we are the owners, but we are not the managers. Means from the owners, we will select some representatives as director and collectively known as board of directors. Then they will manage the company. Okay, so that is another features of which one? Company, because all of them, all shareholders cannot collectively manage the company. So from that, we will select some representative that they will manage the company. Then whenever the shareholders are asking any information, they have the responsibility to give the information to the which one? Shareholders. Okay, that is related with the company. Next, they have one common seal because company is not a natural persons, though they have one common seal that they will affix in all the important documents of the company. That is related with the joint stock company. Okay, so okay, that is related with the joint stock company. So the bank should take some precautions before opening an account with the company's name. So first they have to check some documents. Okay, they have to check some documents. So they have to check first. They have to check certificates of incorporation. Okay, they have to check certificates of incorporations. Means in partnership they have to check partnership data. Here means in company they have to check first. They have to check certificates of incorporation. Means they have to check whether the company is duly registered or incorporate body. Okay, whether the company got registration. Okay, that they have to check. Then they have to check the certificates of commencement of business. Certificates of commencement of business. Only public company. Commencement of business. Public company means they are getting funded through the issue of shares to the public. Okay. Private means we are not issuing the share to the public. Okay. But private individuals, if they have the money, then they will start. Okay. So certificate means, but public company can start a business only after receiving the certificates of commencement of business. So the bank have to check the certificates of commencement of business. Then the bank have to check memorandum of association. They have to check memorandum of association. Means it is an important document of the company. Important main charter of the company. Memorandum main. So in this case, lot of contents are included. Authorized capital. Authorized capital. No need to study detail. So the thing is that you have to know the meaning of company. Okay. Authorized capital. Name of the company. So then name of the stage. Name of the stage in which the company is registered. In which the company is registered. In which the company is registered. Then name of the company. Name of the company. Then object of the company. Object of the company. Then liability of the company. Liability of the company. Already we said liability is limited. Liability of the company. So these informations are included in memorandum of association. Authorized capital means the maximum amount which we can issue. Means the maximum amount we want to get through the issue of shares. That is authorized capital. Suppose in the memorandum of association we wrote 10 lakh. Authorized capital 10 lakh. So through issue of shares we can collect only 10 lakh from the public. Through issue we will get only 10 lakh amount. That is authorized capital. The capital with which the company is registered. Otherwise the amount we will get through the issue of the maximum amount which we can issue shares to the public. That is authorized capital. Above then we can't issue share. Suppose 1 crore, we will get 1 crore through the issue of shares. Maximum we can issue that much amount only. That authorized capital, it is specified in the memorandum of association. Then name of the state in which the company is registered. If it is Kerala company, Kerala. So next object of the company, liability of the company, everything. So they will specify in the memorandum of association. They have to check the memorandum of association. Next, they have to check which one? Articles of association. Articles of association means a partnership deed. No, it is also known as articles of partnership. Like that, company also articles of association means related with the internal management rules and regulations related with the internal matters, internal management of the company. Means in that they will specify the power of directors, the procedure of borrowing and the limit on borrowing. Which one? Everything they will specify. Rules and regulations related with the internal management. Then they have to check the copy of board resolution. Copy of board's resolution. Copy of board's resolution. So means they will conduct the meeting. They will conduct the meeting. Which one? A general meeting, special meeting, they will conduct. So in that, the bank have to get the copy of resolution related with the matter, the name of the persons who have been authorized to operate the bank account. The name of the persons who have been authorized to operate the bank account. So in that resolution, in that meeting, it should be signed by the resolution should be signed by the which one, chairman and the secretary. That copy we have to get related with the name of the persons who have been authorized to operate the bank account. Next, we have to get the which one? So then, which one? The borrowing power of the company, borrowing limit. So they will specify in the memorandum of association the borrowing limit. So this that much only they can borrow from the banks or other financial institutions. So before opening the account, they have to check these are the details: certificate of incorporation, certificates of commencement of business, then which one? Copy of a board resolution. Then everything they have to look before the opening an account in the name of company. Okay. So next one is next person is trust account. Okay. Next one, trust account. So we know that who is a trustee? A trustee is a person to whom the management of the property is entrusted by one. A trustee is a person to whom the management of the property is entrusted by one in trust for the benefit of other. In trust for the benefit of other. Means the person who creates a trust is called settler. Understand? The person who creates, double T, the person who creates a trust. The person who creates a trust is called settler. Okay. So a trustee is a person to whom the management of the property is entrusted by one in trust for the benefit of other. The person who creates a trust is called settler, or the author, or the author of the trust, or the author of the trust. Next, the person for whose benefit the trust is created is called beneficiary. Okay. Beneficiary. Okay. The person who creates a trust is called settler. The person for whose benefit the trust is formed is called the beneficiary. Then the document by which the trust is created, the document by which the trust is created is called trust deed. Trust deed. Okay. The document by which the trust is created is called trust deed. Okay. So the bank have to take a lot of trust, charitable and religious trust. We can see lot of charitable institutions, charitable trust, religious trust. Okay. So the bank have to take some precautions related with the trustee. First, they have to examine the trust deed. Trust deed. So it indicates to ascertain the nature of the trust, which business they are doing, which function, which service they are doing, name of the trustees, power of trustees, and other terms and condition of the trustees. That it will continue in the contained in the trust deed. Okay. So the name of the trustees, the name of the trust, the name of the trustees, power of the trustees, the terms and condition of the trust. Then they have to get the copy of the trust deed. Copy of the trust deed they have to get, the bank have to get. Then in case of two or more trustees, the settler, then the bank have to get a instruction regarding the persons or person or persons who shall be responsible to operate the trust account. Who shall be operate, because like a copy of board resolution. Like that, they have to get the instruction regarding the name of the persons who are responsible to operate the trust, trust account. So if they are not giving any instruction, all trustees are required to, they have the authority to operate the trust account. Then suppose if any trustee dies, then the authority given to the remaining trustee. Suppose if all trustee dies means, then the new trustee may be appointed by the court. Okay, then the bank have to take the special steps to take care of the property of the beneficiary. These are the points related with the trustee. Okay. So our time is over. So thank you all. Have a nice day.